Hey there, everybody. Just popping in here to share a couple of thoughts. I wrote kind of a long blurb for what I feel like I'm going to talk about right now, but who knows what's going to come out. All my feelings are not formulated yet. But part of why I'm coming on here is because I really want to deepen our discussion about how we are supporting perinatal mental health and supporting mothers and fathers and birthing people and families. I just continue to feel frustrated because I feel like there's a disconnect in with all of the work that so many amazing people and organizations and counties and states and so many different things that people are doing, that there are, with all of that there are still so many people suffering. And it just can't happen anymore. It just has to stop. That so many moms are calling just in the depths of suffering, and partners are calling on behalf of mothers. Mothers are calling on behalf of their partners and at a loss. And there are not adequate enough services for them where they are, where I am. And we're working really hard to get services on board. It's just hard for me to reconcile that there are so many great organizations and people working so hard and have been working so hard for years and years to get the word out about perinatal mental health, to make sure that people are informed and that people get the treatment that they deserve. And yet still, there are so many people suffering. I'd like to think it's less than it used to be. I don't know what the statistics are and how things have changed. But I continue to feel sort of frustrated that, I don't know, that there's this disconnect. That how do we get people to learn more about perinatal mental health before they need to know about it, before they are suffering, before they are in so much distress that it's hard to just get through the day. We're doing really, again, so much good work. I feel like there needs to be a ton more of prevention. Thanks, LaShanta. Hi. Yeah, I know you feel this too. Maybe we all feel this who are in this profession, trying to get the help to moms. And still so many are suffering. It just, on some level, it just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like we need to be doing more. And I don't know what that is. I don't have the answers at all. There are a lot of great ideas out there. Certainly it takes a long time to implement any ideas. It takes a long time for when some law changes for anything to trickle down to actually happen. Funding, I mean, there's all of these barriers. But it doesn't cost any money to talk about it. It doesn't cost any money to get information out to people, to whatever, go on Facebook and talk about it like I'm talking about it. Not that you have to do this, but there's, I don't know what the answers are. And so I've been feeling this frustration for a while. And I wanted to just speak to it. Maybe you guys are feeling it too. People who are in the perinatal mental health community, people who are birth professionals, maybe even MDs out there. I'm not sure. I don't know the lay of every profession. I'm going to assume that we are all frustrated, that things aren't getting better faster, and that information isn't getting to people more efficiently or before they need it. How can we do that? I would love to have an open discussion with anybody who wants to, constructive brainstorming. I'm not an organization. I'm a person here, but I feel like there is more that I can do. Certainly, if there's stuff we need to be talking about more on the podcast, let's do that. There are plenty of organizations doing really good work, but I still feel like, we can do more. I feel like there's something missing. So if you guys have any thoughts, if you want to debate, if you want to collaborate, if there's any way that you think of that we can do more to get information to mothers and families before they need the information, before they are in crisis, before they are suffering, let's do that. Let's find a way to do that. Again, this might take a while, but I've just been having this feeling for such a long time, and I felt like I needed to give some voice to it and to put it out there and see if anybody else feels the same way. I certainly do have a ton of hope. There's, like I said, so much work happening and people working so hard. So I know that we can get there. I know that we can do this, and make sure that mothers and families are getting the help that they need in a more consistent, a more effective, more sustainable way. I don't know, just needed to speak to it. So I do have hope that we'll get there. I'd just like to hear from you guys and chat about it and talk about it and see what we can actually do. So if you guys have any thoughts, drop them in the comments or write them on the Facebook page. Unfortunately, I find that Facebook business page is very difficult to communicate with other people. So that's kind of a drawback, but yay. Awesome. So I see a couple of people commenting, Alicia, to talk about PPD at high schools. That's brilliant. Yes, that's the stuff that we need more of, and it's a brilliant idea. So I'd love to hear. Maybe I'm just don't know enough. Maybe I don't know all of the stuff that's happening, and I certainly don't. But let's talk about it. Let's find out what each other is doing and spread those ideas. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me share my thoughts with you and connect with you guys. And let's stay in touch.